Hello, guys, and God bless you in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ. And today, I would just like to say, I heard a really fantastic sharing from our minister, and he was speaking about magnifying God, because we could either see our problems, and our problems are real big, and or are your problems real big, or is your vision of God too small? What is God's perspective? He says nothing is too hard for me. He says nothing is impossible for me. And when we start to look at the circumstances, we start to look at the things of the world and how the world is promotes stuff, and how we've been, conformed in this world to be, then when problems arise, if we then start to really dwell on this, then anxiety is going to come. Anxiety, doubt, fear, the things that we do not want in our within our minds. But how do we get rid of this? We get rid of this by really preaching and really declaring the words of God. That we say what we want and not what we see. We do not dwell on the problems. We tell our problems how big our God is, because our God, we have such a big God, and he wants you to be in clarity of thinking. He doesn't want you to be an anxious mess and being really nervous, or having a real bad day. You shouldn't have a bad day. You can have bad moments, but they shouldn't last. They shouldn't last over the full day. You should really be in a position where you're declaring and thanking God that all your problems are solved. All your what is trying to come upon you has no place. No weapon that is fashioned against you shall prosper. But do you believe that? Are you believing the lie, or are you believing the truth? Are you believing that God is a big God? He is a heavenly God who has, I always think of the song when I was younger and in school, that God has the whole world in his hands. And he has you in his hands. He has you in his heart. He knows every hair upon your head, and he loves you. So when things may arise, don't dwell on these things. You sit, you say, okay, God, this has come up, but I know you're much bigger than anything that's going to try and come upon me. I know that anything that, the adversary is just like a roaring lion. He can roar, but he cannot bite. But are you allowing the problems to be so big within your mind that it's ruining your day? Because he can't, the devil can't curse you, but he bombards your mind, so then your words start to become curse words. They start to become problematic words. They start to become negative words. But God has called us to be different, that we are the light, and saying, these things may be on the surface, but it's not going to go above the water unless I allow it. What are we allowing? Are we allowing the problems and the non-solution that is within your mind become a problem? Or do you have faith today that we have a God who is a problem solver? That you have not got a problematic life. That you have, You may have a problematic mind if you are focusing on the wrong things. And that's why it's so important to really spend that time, to really be dwelling on the things of God, to not letting your mind go from here to there. You really keep your focus. And yes, there's Christmas coming up. There could be many events coming up. You know, there could be things that, you know, family, etc. Give everything to God. You know, if you're in a bit of if you feel these negative emotions right now, give it to God. Don't let your problems and your issues become bigger, because He is a loving God who wants you to know how big He is. He wants you to know that you could think positive even through the things that are trying to bombard you. You can still come from a praying heart, a heart that is really wanting to come out of your situations. And when you are really desiring that you are not going to live in this world the same as the world, that you are going to be that person that says, you know, you don't need to be living this way anymore. You don't need to be thinking this way anymore. You don't need to be anxious. You don't need to be in a depressed mindset. You could be happy every day, but it's up to you whether you're going to choose to keep, you know, letting these things go on and on and on within your mind, or you're going to pray out and be the one who prays and sees God go to work, because He wants you to put Him to work today. He wants you to give everything to Him, and He wants you to experience how big He is and how loving He is. God bless you.